The air raid siren isn't going off yet. The sky still looks normal. Your phone is sitting on the table, notifications piling up like any other Tuesday. And then one alert changes everything. Ballistic missile threat inbound. This is not a drill. Your heart stops. Your brain goes blank. And in that moment, most people will do the absolute worst thing possible. They'll freeze. They'll film it. They'll run outside to look up at the sky. And that 3-second hesitation? That's the difference between life and death. Before we go any further, if this kind of content hits different for you, smash that like button right now and hit subscribe. Because what we cover on this channel isn't theory. It's the stuff governments quietly prepare for and never tell you. Now let's get into it. In 2018, the people of Hawaii found out exactly how unprepared the world is for this moment. A government worker hit the wrong button. Phones across the entire state screamed with an emergency alert. For 38 minutes, 38 agonizing minutes, nearly 1 million people thought they were living their last moments on Earth. Some people barricaded themselves in bathrooms. Others sprinted down highways. Parents shoved their kids into storm drains trying to shield them from a blast that never came. And here's the terrifying part. They weren't even facing a real missile. That was just the panic. Imagine what happens when it's real. So let's talk about what actually happens when a nuclear missile is detected, and more importantly, what you need to do in those first critical minutes, because those minutes are the only ones that matter. First, understand the timeline. A land-based intercontinental ballistic missile, an ICBM, traveling from Russia or North Korea to the United States or the UK, has a flight time of roughly 20 to 30 minutes. That sounds like a long time. It is not. By the time governments detect the launch, verify it, decide it's real, push alerts through the chain of command, and that notification finally hits your phone, you may have anywhere from 8 to 15 minutes left. Maybe less. In Australia, depending on the threat origin, that window shifts, but the principle is identical. You will not have as long as you think. So the clock starts the second your phone screams at you. Not when you finish watching social media. Not after you call your mom. Right now. Step 1, and I cannot stress this enough, do not go outside. Every instinct in your body is going to tell you to run, to get your kids from school, to find your family. I understand that. But if you are in a city or near any kind of strategic target, a military base, a port, a government building, a power grid, going outside in those first minutes could kill you before the missile even lands. The immediate blast radius of a modern nuclear warhead can stretch for miles. The thermal pulse, the wave of searing heat that travels at the speed of light, hits before you even hear anything. If you're standing outside when that happens, there is nothing anyone can do for you. Your first move is in, not out. Step 2, identify your shelter immediately. Not tomorrow. Not when the alert hits. Now, before anything happens, you need to mentally map where you would go. Because in a real emergency, your brain will not think clearly. Adrenaline shuts down rational thought. You will panic. We all will. The best shelter is underground. A basement, a subway station, a parking garage below street level. If you don't have access to that, go to the innermost room of the most solid building you're in. Put as many walls between you and the outside world as humanly possible. Concrete, brick, and earth are your best friends right now. Now here's something most people don't know. And honestly, something most governments don't advertise loudly enough. Surviving the initial blast is only half the battle. The real killer, the one that gets people days, sometimes weeks later, is radiation. And the frightening truth is most people have no idea how to protect themselves from something they can't see, can't smell, and can't feel until it's already doing damage inside their body. So let's break this down, because this part could genuinely save your life. Step 3. Understand the 7 to 10 rule. This is one of the most important pieces of survival information ever documented, and almost nobody outside of emergency management circles talks about it. After a nuclear detonation, radioactive fallout begins settling within 15 to 20 minutes. It looks like dust, sometimes ash, sometimes nothing visible at all. And it is extraordinarily dangerous in those first hours. But here's the thing, radiation from fallout decays fast. Every 7 hours, the radiation level drops to roughly 1/10 of what it was. So if the radiation level is dangerously high at hour 1, By hour 7, it's already dropped 90%. By hour 49, it's dropped another 90% on top of that. What that means practically, if you can stay sheltered for the first 24 to 48 hours, your odds of surviving long-term go up dramatically. You don't need to stay underground forever. You need to get through that first critical window. That's it. That's the mission. Step 4, seal the room. Once you're in your shelter, you need to slow down the fallout getting to you. Close every window. Close every door. If you have tape, duct tape, masking tape, anything, seal the gaps around doors and windows. Wet towels pressed against door gaps work too. Turn off any ventilation systems, air conditioning units, anything that pulls outside air in. You want to create as much of a sealed environment as possible. And then you wait. This part is psychologically brutal. The hardest thing in that room won't be the physical discomfort. It'll be the silence, the not knowing, the desperate urge to check your phone, to find out if your family is okay, to do something. But staying put is doing something. Staying put is surviving. Step 5, water and supplies. If you have any warning at all, even 10 minutes, fill every container you can find with water. Bathtubs, pots, bottles, anything. Municipal water supplies can become compromised after a nuclear event. Having stored water before the fallout settles means you have clean water that wasn't exposed. If you have a go bag or emergency kit already prepared, get it into your shelter with you. If you don't have one, and most people don't, start building one this week. Water, non-perishable food, a hand crank radio, a first aid kit, iodine tablets, and a battery-powered flashlight. That's your baseline. A hand crank radio is not optional. When your phone dies and cell towers go down, and they will, that radio is your only connection to emergency broadcasts and evacuation instructions. Step 6. Don't eat or drink anything from outside. After you emerge, and you will eventually emerge, don't consume anything that was left exposed outdoors. No rainwater. No garden vegetables. No food left outside. Fallout particles settle on surfaces and contaminate them. Until authorities confirm an area is clear, treat everything outside as potentially compromised. Here's the bottom line: nuclear survival isn't about luck. It's about the decisions you make in the first 15 minutes. Most people will panic. Most people won't know these steps. But now you do. And that knowledge is the most powerful survival tool you will ever carry. If this video made you think, share it with someone you care about. Drop a comment below telling me which step surprised you most. And if you haven't already, subscribe, because this channel exists for exactly this reason. To give you the knowledge that most people only wish they'd had.